Right. In that case, shall we get started and do the recap?
I cannot remember anything.
I technically wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were getting all the people together, weren't we? Barracas had just had a chat with his god, or whoever it was. We were in my treehouse drinking wine.
And where was my wine during this incident?
We all had a bottle.
And then what happened?
Well, it looks like we killed something.
Slayed an Hydra. Literally slayed.
Easily, like 2 rounds. I was thinking the other day, I don't think I've seen any of our characters go unconscious.
It has happened a couple of times.
I got knocked out by a flying cauldron.
Well, like, taken down to 0 hit points?
Yeah.
Battered by a cauldron?
By a cauldron that a werewolf threw at me.
And then there was...
And then a werewolf took me out as well.
And then there was the time in the Shadow Realms when you were fighting Aiden. You got knocked out again.
Yeah.
Morella took herself out by punching herself in the face.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's Morella once and me 3.
Kashan went down once as well.
The griffin. Someone got crushed by the griffin.
Yeah, Kashan.
There you go. That's it.
And how did the griffin end up on top of him, Onyx?
About that.
So technically Onyx did it. Onyx KO'd Kashan.
Well, I just forgot that gravity does affect things when they're not flying anymore because they're dead for some reason, so that kind of happened. Gravity did it, not me. I'm not responsible for gravity doing its thing.
The only people to defeat the Alphas so far are a cauldron, themselves, and gravity.
Exactly.
That sounds like a really bad beginner of like a really bad dad joke.
Yes, after you completely annihilated the Hydra, what happened to Barracas?
You got
In different words. Well, the Master of the Hands unlocked the new level of the my connection with him, let's say.
Yep, so you should have in your inventory Child of the Wild Hunt on steroids.
Yes.
God's giving you steroids.
You're allergic to it. Oh, there it is.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
No worries.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, and what does being a Child of the Wild Hunt on steroids give you?
It does a Spirit Guardian level 5. 1 charge, obviously. It's level 5, right? Yes, level 5. 5d8 on a 15 feet radius, which is good, which is cool. It's like how it was before, but better.
Oh, that was it, because you lost it, didn't you? Didn't he take it away from you or something?
Yeah, kinda. Like, I was able still to use the spell, but it wasn't held by him. It was held by me. So I was concentrating on it. And the thing is that I don't concentrate on it. It's a free concentration spell.
Yeah.
But yes, you now have it's at 5th level and 3rd level.
Oh, both of them?
Yes.
Oh.
And did you get them both back on a short rest?
Yes. Okay, so you killed the Hydra, and basically just left standing in the arena with this massive Hydra corpse just spasming in front of you with his blood draining into the big drain in front of you. Tortem happily licking up the blood that's pouring out of it. What would the rest of you like to do?
Look for the payment.
Okay, so you head out of the arena and immediately go over to the arena guy, and he basically says, yes, so your payment is forthcoming. Would you like gold used in the human realm, or would you prefer treasures?
Such as. What do you mean with treasures?
Or what do you mean? What do you mean by treasures?
Oh, come on. Like, it's enough coins in something else.
You can either have currency that is used in the magical realms, or if you prefer something more specific, then we can give you treasures such as jewels or magical items.
Guys, what do you think?
That one, magical items.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Yeah. The ship will just sell it and get gold anyway.
I don't know, so maybe they can do something cool with the heads of the hydras. I don't know. Something that multiplies. Oh, that would be cool.
Like what? Gold that multiplies, or?
No, the magic item. I mean, it's a random roulette, right? I guess.
That would be cool.
So bear with me, let me just see. Okay, so you can. Do you want to try and harvest the Hydra?
Me? Get my hands in that? Nah. Can someone else do it?
I mean, what are we harvesting from the Hydra? Just anything?
Yeah, if you wanted to harvest the Hydra, then you can. Otherwise, you can just simply accept the reward, as it were.
I mean, it's where children usually gets things from whatever we kill. So, I mean, if we can get goodies from the Hydra, then I don't see why not. So I'll give it a go, I suppose, and harvest whatever I can.
Okay, can I get a nature check from you, please?
Ooh,
Guidance.
thank you. Where is my number? Where's my D4? That'd be awesome this one. I can't find it. That is 22.
Okay, so with that, the others go off and do their thing with the arena going. But in the meantime, you're able to get some blood, which you put into some vials, which, given the fact that hydras have a regenerative property, you gather this might have something that could be used for healing potions.
Okay.
You pick up some scales, specifically 20 separate scales, which can be used to make armor, just general clothing or jewelry. From the heads which haven't been obliterated, you are able to claim 33 Hydra teeth.
It's a whole set.
Hell yeah.
And given the sharpness of these, you gather that if you were to attach them to just general arrow shafts and bind them properly, you could probably make +2 arrows with them.
Whoa, okay.
And then just separately, where one of the heads has just been blown off, you just pick up a head.
Oh.
Oh.
So you have a Hydra head, which just just by itself, if you were to take it to like a taxidermist, you could probably make a lot of money from that.
Ooh.
It would be a nice trophy for our castle.
Good idea.
Okay. Cool. I mean, can I throw? Yeah. Should they go in the beard hoarding, guys?
Oh, the whole head.
I mean, if it fits, right? Like, I can't carry this on my fucking shoulders all night, surely.
I don't really know what you'd want to make armor for it anyway. The thing died in like 8 seconds. It's got shit armor.
I think we just bullied it too much. I think that was the issue.
Okay, and then in terms of the rest of you, the guy collates all of your winnings together, and basically from his robes, which have like those really over-exaggerated sleeves, he pulls out a little figurine of a bronze griffin.
Okay. What that's supposed to be?
This is a statuette of a griffin. You say the magic word, and it will become a griffin for up to 6 hours.
Oh shit.
Pretty fucking cool. Does it have a name?
Griff.
Griff the Griff. Cool. Well, how does it work? Can I use it right after 6 hours, or I have to wait for the day after, kind of thing?
Typically, the instructions say you have to wait until 5 days have passed, but basically every time that you use it, I'll get you to do an Arcana check on it, see if you can tweak that at all.
Okay, cool.
Is this I have one of these statues in my other campaign, and it like goes to another realm. It's like Lair was in another realm. It was cool.
Well, we are pretty sure around. We wins.
Yeah, we got loads of time. Now I don't have to fly you lot everywhere.
Love it.
Okay, so whoever is claiming this, you can... I'm not entirely sure what D&D Beyond would phrase it as, but it's either a figurine of wondrous power or just bronze griffin.
I'll have a look.
Somebody's missing from Roll20.
Oh, it's me.
Okay.
I'm picking something out for work, so I'm just hearing voice. I haven't even got fucking Dur's thing up yet. Control T, ALP, alphas.
Figurine of wondrous power, bronze griffin.
So, Onyx, Otley just comes over to you and says, "You have a head, adventurer."
Yeah, I do. One seemingly somewhat intact for once. Like some of the others, unfortunately. But yeah, we got a Hydra head.
Okay, so do you want to put the Hydra head in the bed?
No, that's not going in my face. Sorry, you can carry it if you want it. What if it fucking grows back and then crawls out and eats me when I sleep? No, you're right.
Says the guy who has potentially got a beholder eye in his bed.
I have no idea. We can have a Cyclops. I have no idea it's a beholder.
Can we not just... I'm more than sure we can find a place where to like ship this to the castle and leave a note to get it put it in a stage or whatever.
I mean, I could literally just teleport us back there right now and then we could just come back right here in the morning. That's not a problem. Oh, no, actually I can't. I've used all my spells.
Shouldn't we get it taxidermy first before sending, kind of just a freshly cut Hydra head?
Is there anybody around? We are in a Colosseum. Chances are they fight monsters and reserve them somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You'd hope, at least. So yeah, we can have a look around.
You'd think the gladiators want trophies of the kind. They might have someone that can do that job.
Yeah, so as you're discussing this, like very much just like out of nowhere, out steps like this really dapper looking gentleman. Who's like, "I see you have a a trophy head that you need taxiderming. I'm just the man for your needs. Taxi's the name. Crazy Taxi.
Played you as a kid. Yeah, we want you to stuff this so we can put it on our wall.
Excellent. Would you like it with mounting or without mounting?
With mounting and postage as well.
Perfect. And you then spend like the next however long telling them where the castle is, various other things. Now, would you like this sent by boat or by trebuchet?
I don't think trebuchet is a good shout. Just, we'd like it in one piece upon arrival, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a shame. Very well. And that will...
Scare the fuck out of the alphas, though, wouldn't it, if a fucking head starts flying from the sky?
Funny, yeah.
Very well. That will come to 100 gold.
Easy. I'll take it out of the party funds in there.
Yeah, cool. Party fun.
The 170,000 gold pieces I'm carrying around.
How does he not chink when he walks?
Because his beard is filled with because his beard is filled with all the leaves that he stole from the Dryad Lady.
Yeah. Muffles it.
Very well. That will be at your place of residence inside of 1 week.
Yeah, effective that is.
Pleasure doing business with you. And he just steps into the shadows. Shade away. And just disappears.
That's not dodgy at all.
No, we're not getting that head at all.
He also used gold instead of wanting jewels as well, Eventra.
Shit.
I hope this isn't an omen.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh well.
We could get another head, Adventure.
We could, if we get another reborn Hydra, then we can pull more teeth in the scales.
Yeah, we have a pet.
We don't need any more
Really?
pets. I think we have enough pets.
It is all the way over there, though, so...
We grow our Hydra. If you stomp in the soil, does it not grow again? Like a plant?
Well, let's dig a hole and bury a piece of it and find out. We're gonna go and bury a piece of Hydra in the middle of the Colosseum.
So oddly likes to sort of shove you out of the way. No, I am the dwarf. I dig the hole. Adventure. Okay, so do you want to wait for the next fight to stop, or do you just do this in the middle of the next combat?
Just stand there and do it. I'm with Otley, I'm fine.
Okay, so while 27 goblins fight an Nemean lion, you two are just in the corner of the arena, just digging a hole.
Yep.
Just putting a Hydra head in the soil.
Yeah.
And then one of the goblins comes over to you and is like, "Help us! Help us!
We're not part of your match. Sorry.
Save us!" As the lion just comes in and garrots him.
I'm just standing behind Otley.
Their blood is very warm, Adventurer. Okay, so now that that's done, what do you guys want to do with the rest of your night?
I think we'll just have a nice sleep. Right?
The sounds of slaughter and dying animals.
Yeah, perhaps away from... no, wait, we should people as well.
Alright then, so 8 hours comes and goes, so you guys can now mark off a long rest.
Yeah.
I feel inexplicably rejuvenated, Adventurer. Okay, so now that you've had your long rest, everyone's back up to full points, but Hayden will do a constitution check.
Wait, what's happening to him?
Sorry, one sec.
Oh.
Where did I put the thing with him? Sorry, one sec. Go. Okay. So Hayden is going to take the first bout of suffering from his lycanthropy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So as he wakes up, you can see that his you can see that his health is still less than it was. Like his vitality is still less than him. However, he does seem to have this sort of glimmer about his skin.
Like, how long have we got till he's supposed to be back with the bears?
6 days.
6 days. Okay. I'm gonna shake Otley. You dead yet? You a bear yet?
Are you a bear yet?
I feel
You better
strange.
do nothing, man.
I feel strangely resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Adventurer.
Nice. A plus.
So I'm just trying to add it to his. Here we go. Right.
I was like, what you already resistant to that stuff?
When he rages,
Oh, right, it's like half the time.
which is what happened with the hags. He didn't go into rage, and they pretty much annihilated him.
So what if you? So now you got. What if you rage and that happens? Then you just don't get hurt at all.
He's double resistant, so it will be halved and then halved again.
So if it was an 18 damage, it'd be down to 9 and halved again, so it'd be round up to 5.
4 in
Should
case
round
of you
down.
guys.
That's what I'm saying, round up or down.
Yeah. So, but a normal. So if he took like a normal damage, as Nat said, at 18, and he rages, that'll get halved down to 9, and then because he's got this resistance from his lycanthropy, he'll then half that again.
So it's always going to take a quarter if he rages. That's cool. Every 100 points of damage, he only takes 25.
Yeah.
That's mad.
It's huge. It's an angry dwarf.
Yeah.
Dwarf bear.
What shall we do now, adventurer? Shall we go hunt something dangerous, adventurer?
Well, do we have a time on when we're supposed to do the meeting?
Time wasn't discussed, but you sort of get the impression that the forest is just simply expecting you. So as long as you turn up at some point today, but nobody will be shouting at you saying you're late or anything like that.
Okay.
Well, fucking hope not. We're here to save their whole civilization.
But it sounds like they don't really care about that.
Bear with us whilst we just kill a hydra.
Yeah.
So it's really up to you. Do you want to head over there straight away, or do you want to do some more stuff in the arena, or do some exploring, scoring?
Do we need to buy anything? Is there anything that we desperately need? Because this is like the capital, we can find literally everything.
Maybe I can think of we need, but maybe we should, put some kind of plan together to defeat the monstrous, giant, mountain-sized demigod spider. Maybe that could be time well spent.
Having some +2 arrows would assist with that, adventurer.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I can happily go to work on those.
Get them fleshed up.
Mm.
What spells are we all going to take then? What spells have these people here got? What powers have they got? We need to have this meeting so we can put a plan in place.
I know a spell called Punch with My Fist, adventurer.
Show Tordon.
I've never heard of that spell.
I can show you, adventurer.
She's never heard of it. Show her. Please let him show her.
You can. Yeah, I'll watch. Dirge the dummy. There you go. Show me this apparent punch people spell.
No, you haven't seen it. It needs to happen on you.
No, because then how can I judge if it's a real spell if he's punching me?
You'll find out.
Guys, stop be kidding, please.
Fine, then do you know something about this punch anything spell?
Yeah, do you want to find out? Right, what are we going to do then?
Honestly, I don't know.
Did the Wild Hunt tell you anything? Did he say you need to kill this giant demigod beast? Did he mention like it at all?
They did not mention anything about. I mean, they are aware, of course, of what's going on in the Deadland, Shadowlands, but they are literally waiting for me to get known. Let's say.
Okay.
Well, the Wild Hunt very much wants Barracas to hunt the giant spider. Whether that includes the army or even you guys is up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be part of it, basically.
What if we go in like spec ops from the sky? We like drop out the sky with parachutes and shit, land on it, and while we'll let the army fight the army, and we'll take down the bitch.
Straight to the source, you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't want to fight a whole fucking army, do you? And then have to fight that at the end of it.
Question: do you remember when you scribed over them? Do you remember seeing any kind of tree that seems familiar with the trees from this region?
Don't remember. DM, did I?
You did.
Almost dead, weren't they?
Yeah, you did look, but all of the trees there are dead. The main reason why they're still trees is because they need something to hang their spider webs from.
So they're all dead. Okay.
So Frank then appears next to you and says, "So you need to drop in unexpected on people who aren't expecting you.
She meant to be banned from this island.
Don't worry, I have 15 seconds.
What happens in 15 seconds?
You'll find out. But if you do need assistance from above, may I present to you? You're on Discord. They're Hellfrankers.
Right. Oh my god. You hide.
At which point he disappears, leaving this little poster of the Hellfrankers behind him on the floor.
Got that shout.
The background is...
That might be really useful. That seems almost exactly what we need. No?
I'm feeling strangely patriotic, adventurer. Okay, so with that in mind, is there anything else that you would like to do? Yes?
No, I was thinking if we've got nothing like to buy or to sell because we did some stock up before we arrived here.
Well, for Onyx, if you did want to make these arrows, you would need to purchase some sort of adhesive to stick them together.
Ooh.
You would need to get like the arrow shafts with or without fletching. That's up to you. But whether or not you want healing potions or poison resistance, or if you just wanted to do the Hero's Feast again at some point, you guys, I think, have two. You've used 2 of your sets, I think.
Yeah, we've used 2, so we should have like 4 or 5 left.
Yeah, I still have mine.
Tordum has her spell bonus spells that she, at some point, will need to copy stuff over.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else for you guys to do.
Nope, I think
Well,
let's just go see these people.
We've got the centaur. Is it the centaur coming?
You got the centaur and the giant ape. They're basically just waiting for you in the arena.
Yeah, they're going to come over to the meeting for us. Is there anything like, I don't know, is there any books we can get to read about this woman? See if there's anything like, is there any gods we can ask? Is there any, I feel like we're going in blind here. There's a giant fucking demigod spider who's ruling half this continent we're on.
I don't really
And
know
we're just
much
going to
about
walk up
science.
and cast a spell of punching on it.
I'm more than sure that the kids around know anything about this creature.
You know, well, I mean, we just seem fine. I don't know. Like, I've only known you guys for like a month, and I've never fought a god before. Have any of you fought gods?
Technically, what's his face? Aiden was a god of Dragon.
Mm.
So
Well,
that's
yeah,
kind of
you-
meant gods.
Yeah, you fought Murad a couple of times, and then Murad in dragon form, which is technically a deified form. So
So yeah, we
There
did
is
fight a god.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, he was pretty weak. So if this is anything like that, it'd be a doddle. But
True.
if only one of our group could contact the gods once every day for a week to ask a god a question.
Let's find
Eventually.
Scott. Ask Scott. Let's just send this down. Who's got it?
Yeah, I guess it's every long rest, right?
Yep.
Oh, 7 days. I guess I could request my deity's aid.
Why don't we message? Is it Clarissa? The angel lady.
Yeah, closer.
you know, I don't really know her, but you can definitely ask her.
I'll
Or
say
that
she's an
lizard.
angel, so she must know a few gods.
Yes, if Revi decides to use his divine intervention, he can
Yes.
basically roll a d10, roll less than a 14, in which case the god of his choice then comes down and grants him a boon. So,
Isn't that kind of more a spur of the moment thing though, Revi? Like, you are, like, say you say, oh, come and help me do this and it'll do it. Like, asking your god just to come down and answer a question. That's a bit...
You're the one asking for aid. You want some advice on how to take down a god? We can ask a god.
That's fair. I don't know, I've never been god status, but if someone
Can
called
we
me
not
up
ask
to be
the
like...
god to send a god that knows how to kill, like... You know, they generally have, like, equals and opposites. Like, the one that is powerful against her. Just send that god to just smite her.
Maybe Bahamut will send draconic, muscle-bound Frank
That'd
to
be sick.
help.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just seems a bit beneath them. You know what I mean? Why the fuck would they help us? You know what I mean? We need you to come down. Well, fuck off. If I was a god and someone asked me to calm down and answer the question, I just wouldn't answer it.
But you need to work on your relationship with your god. I pray.
My god's
I've
already
heard today.
killing wizards, so they can't help.
Yeah, I don't pray daily. Maybe I should find a god and pray to them and see if they'll come and answer my questions at night.
Dedicated my life to spreading the good word.
And have you ever seen? Have you met your god?
Yeah.
you've met his god.
See, that seems really odd. In the world I come from, people don't meet their gods.
Don't you have a god for nature? For
Oh yeah, we've got fucking loads of them. I don't have a chat with them. I've never had a beer with one of them. They've never walked along and given me some advice. You know what I mean?
At which point you just walk past this god that's just sitting on the floor and it's like, if only I had someone to have a beer with.
Back in my clan, right? You see what I did yesterday? And I lifted that creature 100 feet up in the air with my mind. It took a geezer in my clan 17 years to acquire that kind of power, and I've done it in 3 weeks. This place is fucking weird. There's something around here. You all grew up here, but this isn't normal for the world. You guys should count yourself lucky, chatting with gods and getting all supreme power in a short amount of time. This is fucking chaos, and I'm loving it. As I said, none of this matters, so let's just go fucking mad. Let's go kill a god.
Speaking of, that's reminded me. The Wood Elf chapter of Dur's book is now finished, and that's in Discord.
Oh, nice. I'll read that.
So yeah, it's up to you on whether or not you want to try and find out information about the Spider Queen or the Citadel Spider that you'll be facing.
I mean, yes, of course, but like, do we go to someone in specific? Do you guys think there's anybody specific that we should go and see, or probably just ask the gods? There's options here.
I mean, we just fucking winged it before and it's been fine, isn't it?
That's so.
Is anyone scared to face this god?
Nah.
Nah, me either. I was a little bit a minute ago, and then I remembered that we've actually killed like 7 gods already, so not really much to be afraid of.
I am quite worried about this shadow curse, though. I'm not so worried about the Dryder, but the shadow curse seems awfully oppressive. Just seems kind of not.
It looked like a very ancient and powerful spell.
Now that might be something. I mean, yeah, I'd love to know more about where it came from. I mean, I assume it's just tied to this bad boy.
Yeah. Well, when that god dies and is begging for his life, we can ask it then.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone else seems to be that bothered about. They seem to be okay with the shadow curse.
They all seem to be rather okay with all of this. It's mad, Revy. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Onyx, would you like to add anything to this?
To what, sorry?
Are you okay with this? Like, everyone just seems
fighting
super
a giant
chill.
spider thing.
Yeah, no, just everyone here seems super chill about it. Like, oh no, it's fine. Like yeah, no, it's cool.
I mean, it's unsettling in some ways, considering they're just so chill with the fact that there is a life-ending, world-ending, potentially giant spider thing that could, destroy everything that they ever loved and known. But if you just become delusional enough and pray that it doesn't ever happen, I guess that's chill if that's what they want in life. I kind of admire it. If you can just be so chill about, world-threatening things. But,
You're right, it could be that. It could just be delusional. Well, what if there's a spell been put on all the people here, like, not to fight, to be passive?
Can I use Arcana to check if there's anything in the air doing exactly what Darcy just said?
Sure, I'm your Arcana for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's 24. But you are picking up particulars in the air, not necessarily down to anything that's bringing about this specificity, but there's definitely stuff in the air which is affecting people on a different level. So around the arena, you're picking up that the air is making people that little bit more bloodthirsty than they normally would be. But whereas around the lakes where people are fishing, but there's particulates in the air which are making people more patient and more relaxed. But people who are working in the farmland, like they've got like more vigor about them, so they're able to till for a little bit longer. But those who are just simply wandering around in the what would equate to the streets, but it's not necessarily making them more friendly, but less aggro, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And does it have a spell?
But it depends on what area you're in, but so wherever you are, it's the natural smells that are then dialed up, if that makes sense. So like there's a stronger sense of blood around the arena. There's a stronger smell of fresh water and smell of fish down by the lakes. But people walking through the streets, there's a stronger smell of flowers, that sort of thing.
Okay, so it doesn't smell like people smoking local wildlife. Herbs.
No. That specifically comes from the smoking huts, which are down in this area, where all sorts of smoke of different colours is coming out of all the different chimneys.
The people walking out of there look extra happy. Okay. Extra chill. Okay.
One of them comes up to you and is like, "Hey, would you like some catnip?"
Catnip.
Not a cat.
Yeah, it's not a cat.
That's
Fucking idiot.
That's okay, pussycat, and he strokes you and just walks off.
No,
See, the thing is, that's the less weird thing we've seen today. We've seen weirder things than that. Carry on. Sorry for interrupting, Remy.
if you wild shape into a cat, are you?
If he wants
Does
it,
catnip work better on you? Have you experimented with your wild shaping?
If I turn into a cat, what will it work better? What?
Catnip. Catnip. Be more effective.
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to take it as a human or as a goblin boy that I am, and then wait a few hours for it to wear off, and then take it as a cat.
At which
or what
point,
would happen if you ran up to the guy shapeshift as a cat? Would he still recognise you as a cat, or would he see you as something different? So he's
Let's find out. I'm going to shapeshift into a saber-toothed tiger and run at the geezer who just tried to stroke Rennie.
okay, what is your intention? Are you trying to scare the crap out of him, or?
Yeah, I'm scared the fuck out of this geezer.
Okay, can I get an intimidation check? We'll just, for brevity's sake, we'll just use your stats.
Yeah. I'll retain that bit of my stats anyway.
Oh, okay, cool.
Intimidation. I don't think it's going to be very high. No, it's not. It's a 4+2, so 6.
So it's like one of those things where you like run up to him and you're like really massive and you let out this roar and it's like a really, really long roar and it's got all that force behind it, so like all of his hair is blown back and he's like looks really taken aback, and then he like points at something off your shoulder and he's like, "That pigeon has a hat."
If you've ever seen a saber-toothed tiger sigh, that's what it does.
Tried, mate. You tried.
I'll
At
turn
least we
around
know
and
the
bottle shake
dude
back.
doesn't know what a cat looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you turn back into like dirt in front of him, and the guy just looks at you and is like, "Hey, did you just see a really big toothed cat?"
No, I don't know what you're on about.
What?
I didn't see anything.
He just carries on walking off.
I saw none.
That's weird.
It's
You know-
really weird.
It's odd. We had this thing back when we used to, part of our druidic, we used to have to study the different habitats of different creatures. And I spent 6 months studying ants, one year. And they used to get this thing. Do you guys know what a parasite is?
Parasite.
Yeah, something that burrows into people, like into things, and like makes them do stuff.
Like your maggot.
Like my man, yes, exactly like that. So it used to happen with ants, and it used to crawl inside them, and it used to make them happy, and it used to make them sad, and it used to make them thirsty, and then it would walk them to water and drown them.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
Nice.
fucking weird. What if that's what's happened here? What if there's like parasites in their heads, or fucking worms, and it's making them all happy, and then one day it's going to march them all down, and that queen
We're
fucking
trying to
spider's
mind
gonna eat
players
them.
tomorrow.
So- yes, any of us could die at any moment. Would anyone like to go swimming? Adventurer.
Who said that?
Oddly.
But I'm telling you, it's not me.
He's
because
got a
water's supposed
parasite,
to help.
get him! Yeah, it's
Maybe
pretty fucked up.
I'm gonna run up to the dude
We should pluck his out.
and pull his like. I'm gonna try and pull his head down, and I'm gonna try an Arcana check, but like through his ear.
That don't work. Do what Barakas said. Pluck his eye out.
Okay, you got a 17. What are you looking for?
Because you're parasites, bro.
Okay, surprisingly, you're unable to tell if he has a parasite brain by looking through his ear. But aside from like this general, sort of like glittery aura that you're sensing through your Arcana check, he doesn't appear to have anything particularly magical about him. He is also an elf, so there is that background magic about him as well, but that's very much negated by the fact that he's so high.
Well, he doesn't have a parasite that I can see. I guess we're just gonna have to go there to find out for ourselves.
I think it's probably better if we try and get these people together. Like Barakas, you are the child of the wild hunt. We need to get these people together because we have to start getting them to like do shit, and they're being all fucking lazy and wandering around. It might take days before they actually do anything.
Well, then why doesn't Barakas tell them who he is and does start
That's
doing
what I
shit?
mean. We have this meeting sooner rather than later.
This is the meeting. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but during the night, I did write down a little speech that I'm going to give to the meeting. So I'm ready to gather as many people as possible.
Right, let's take the Barakas is on the ball. He's ready. Let's go, people. Let's get him in there. Get his speech. I want to hear this speech.
Let's talk showmanship, right? What do you need from us? I can't do fireworks. Can anyone else?
I can do fireballs. I can do meteors.
I can do fire bolts, adventurer.
I can write in the sky, "Your saviour has come."
I can catapult things. So if we can make some smoke bombs, I can like catapult a few smoke bombs.
We have grenades, adventurer.
We do have grenades. We can fire them into the crowd. That'd liven things up.
We have the book as well, adventurer.
Too far, Onyx. Too far.
Oh, speaking of the book, but speaking of the book, I have retconned what we discussed before, where we said the book basically needs to be held open for 5 minutes. Upon reflection, I thought that was a bit shit, so instead it is just one big explosion that happens over 6 seconds. So,
Hell yeah!
Boom, mushroom cloud.
Oh god.
and your saviour has come.
Yeah.
I can put a wall of fire behind them so they can't run through it.
That's good.
So they can't run away.
And I'll put a wall of thorns in front because if Barakas is too good looking, they might try and jump him on stage.
No violence, guys, please. Not this time.
No, we're here to stop the violence. You know what I mean?
We're trying to make it so you're like everyone's like super impressed. Like, how can we? We're trying to support your speech here.
Well, I guess the important thing is that my voice gets for everybody.
Who knows thaumaturgy? Because I certainly don't.
I know the spell, that.
What's that?
The spell that makes your voice loud.
I literally thought you said my name then as well. That's why I picked it. I can make you bigger, and I can cast enlarge on you. So when you get up there, you appear like double the size.
I also can double him in size, darling.
Yeah, you know, but no contact. I don't have to rub him.
Well, what's the point in that then? He disappears.
Right, I think we should go and give this speech now before this gets even more convoluted.
Yeah. What do you want your skywrite to say, Barakas? Is it your saviour has come, or your saviour has arrived, or the child is here, or wild hunt behold?
We should, given the nature of this place, adventurer, we should also define our spelling of the word "come."
Yeah.
A child, let's come here.
Yeah, we don't want. Yeah, let's keep child and come out of the sentence together.
Is he not the herald?
So, something to do about White Hunt.
They are waiting for the hunt.
The hunt begins.
The child has arrived. The hunt begins.
Okay.
Or your saviour has arrived. The hunt begins.
They get too much, man. I'm not fucking prophet.
Hunt
Okay,
the
calling you a child. Calling you a child's pretty fucking weird as well, though, isn't it? Do you not think? How old are you?
Enough to drink. Thank you very much.
We could say
That's what I mean.
we could say hunt the child, adventurer.
Yeah, I feel like that's just gonna. I feel like they've probably got a game here called Hunt the Child, and we'll just lose the crowd again.
As you say this, you go past a hut that appears to be some sort of like classroom, and you just hear the teacher saying, "Okay, children, 5 points for whoever can dissect the frog fastest."
This is what they teach to kids.
You wouldn't be surprised if they did, given everything that you've sort of seen over the last 24 hours.
Right, to the speech.
Yes, sir.
Are we writing things in the sky, adventurer?
Yeah.
What did you say? The child doesn't sound like.
Come
How
see
did
our
you call him?
child.
The herald.
The herald.
The herald of the
The herald
hunt.
has arrived. The hunt
Yeah.
begins.
Yeah, cool.
Where are we having this meeting? I'll do it above where we are.
This is in the arena, right? Isn't that what we said?
No, the meeting is going to be occurring in the Oak of Ages.
Where?
You
Big
guys-
tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
It threw me off a little bit, honestly. Okay.
Okay, so just run that by me again. What are you saying?
What was it? The herald has arrived. The hunt begins.
Yeah.
Okay, so you fire this off into the sky. Describe how it happens from your perspective. Do clouds come in and then it writes, or do you form the words out of clouds?
You know how Bruce Almighty does the stars?
I knew
He
it.
licks his thumb and rubs a few out and then draws it. Like that, I just do that. I just sort of eyeball it with my thumb and then write it with my finger. And then rub a bit out and then write it again. And then clouds form in and spell that for me.
The E on the other way around.
Yeah. Fuck, Herald's got an E in it, not an A in it. Damn.
Yeah, I was about to say you've misspelled Herald, adventurer.
Yeah. It says Gerald. Who the fuck's Gerald? Apparently Gerald's here, everyone.
And then you just coming up from just above where the Oak of Ages is, somebody else does sky, right? And it's like WTF with the question mark.
Some guy called Gerald turns up. I remember my birthday.
Okay, so now that you've done this, you just go head straight over to the Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see who's around.
I will also cast Enlarge on Barracas and we should put him on
No. Not now, Jesus.
Not now, okay. I was going to say we'll put you on the carpet and have you hover over like a god.
Too much. I don't like that. Jesus. No.
We're doing it anyway, don't we?
I could, if you like, I can summon a parade of me's to do the Prince Ali song for you.
No, it's not Aladdin. You're a different kind of genie.
Well, if you say so, darling. He disappears again. At which point, 5 Asharu warriors has come sprinting over to you. He's like, did any of you just see a genie come running past here?
A genie who?
I've never met a woman called Genie, sorry.
Now spread out, find him!
Wait, wasn't that your auntie called Ginny?
My auntie?
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't it? Was it you?
So, no, I haven't got an auntie called Genie. I
Yes.
might have made something up on the spot. I do that quite a lot.
All right then. So you make your way to the Oak, and you can see that crowds are beginning to form around the Oak. You've never really been to this part of the town before, but for the sake of brevity, I'll basically tell you this part is always busy. That busyness is now dialed up to 11, with people struggling to get across the bridges, and everybody heading into the Oak of Ages.
But now,
We going up? Are we stay down? Are we? What's the sitch?
it's your movie, mate. You tell us how the script goes.
No, this is the tree, and there's people going up and down. I mean, in and out. Like,
Up and down, in and out.
Yeah, you know, where's the majors that we have to talk about? You know, the real people.
Where would you be if you lived in a tree, adventurer?
Over there.
Duh. You live in a tree, right?
I do, yeah, but they told us to come to a meeting, so if we're wondering why they're not at this meeting, I don't know, because I am at a meeting and I do live in a tree.
Okay, that makes sense though.
Okay.
Well, they expect us to go to them.
So, for the sake of context, you're basically standing in front of this like monumentally skyscraper-ish tree that's basically like a mile in diameter, and just like going up and up and up and up into the sky, and everyone's just like filing up these bridges, which are basically going around the tree into sort of like a double helix spiral.
What flies to the top?
Yep.
I mean, you can walk if you want.
No, I'm happy to fly.
Cool. And I'll turn into a griffin.
Wait, we have a
Use
griffin.
my carpet.
Yeah, that takes fucking days, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You can use it if you want. I thought that took like 5 days to like recharge, Geezer said.
Do you want to use my
Well,
carpet?
after you use it, yes.
Yeah, I can just do this like, you know, every couple of hours, so...
Yeah, I can use the carpet. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Flying around the carpet.
I'll unroll the carpet. There you go.
Yay!
Just give it back when you're finished.
Onyx, what would you like to do?
I'm open to anything. Sorry, I was away for a little bit, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Terribly sorry.
We're just at the bottom of the tree, trying to get to the top.
Heading to the
I'm
meeting.
just going to top the tree.
Yeah, I'm just going to fly up there. If anyone wants to jump on my back, I'll stay on the ground for 4 seconds, and then I'm fucking off to the top. And I'll turn into a griffin and wait.
Is that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Gone.
I'll hop on, if that's alright, because...
You can use me as a surfboard, adventurer.
Oh, Jerry. God. Oh, Jerry's mentioned this multiple times. How fast is Jerry, though?
That is a good question, actually. I didn't think about that.
Sorry, I don't want to be, like, training behind slower than the carpet or something.
You go upwards as well, you don't go downhill.
Onyx, did you get on there yet?
Ooh. Yeah, for now I will get on.
I was going to say, because
Yeah,
Dirt's already started flying at this point. If you're having a chat with Jerry...
Yeah, he basically goes at walking speed to 30 feet. So,
Okay, I'll try him off next time, don't worry.
okay, so Oddly and Revi. So Revi, what are you go do to climb up the tree?
I've just changed my shoes. I've equipped my winged boots. Whilst wearing these boots, I have a flying speed equal to my walking speed.
Damn.
And I can fly for up to 4 hours.
Okay, and
So I'm just gonna, it looks like I'm just walking up some stairs.
Yeah, outside.
I just walk round and round the tree to the top.
and meanwhile, Oakley is going to click together his Storm Rider boots and go 3 times the speed of you as he basically does laps around the tree as he's going up with you.
Show off.
Are we just left Tordham to climb the 1 mile high tree on our own?
No, I'm on the carpet.
Oh, I thought you gave Carver to Barricade so he could fly up.
No, I'm on the carpet, but he can control it.
Okay.
Okay, so for some of you get to the top of the tree before the others do. With some of them having to basically just go up at walking speed, and the tree itself is something of a complete marvel. There's a tree to it. It is tree-shaped, and the bridges are very much going outside of it, but then there are paths that go into the tree, out of the tree, and you get the sense that there's running water inside this tree, which is then going outwards and flowing out of the tree and back into the tree again. It's very much like a lattice work of branches and leaves and the sheer bark of the tree as well, and the trunk of the tree. It's not like a single entity that goes up. It's very much like a roller coaster of knotted branches that go in every single direction. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever in terms of physics. Once you get near to the top, however, you can see that there's a number of branches that come together to create this flat plateau. And from above, several hundred feet, you can see two waterfalls seem to be coming down two branches and splashing into this little trench, which has been dug into the tree roots, the tree branches. They basically form to make a ditch, and the water is then flowing into this area, and then whenever it gets to the sides, it's overflowing and going down to the level below it. And you can then see that this area has earth to it. It's not just bark, it's earth. And effectively creates like a little island inside of this watery trench. And then inside this island is then what appears to be a tiled floor. With a sort of like vine fence that goes around it. And you can't see them in a minute because there are these giant peacocks which are standing in front of the thrones here, obscuring the seating, the people who are seating there and from view. But you can see that there's pretty much half a battalion of guards here. And then, recognizing him from your visit before, you see Daxon sitting in one of the seats, along with... where's he gone? Along with his parrot. There's then four other individuals sitting on what appear to be tree trunk stumps, but all looking rather just very expectant at you guys as you land.
So,
Rocking out!
That'll take.
So the guards, these two guards then come over to you and basically say, if you are to draw your weapons here, you will die.
sorry, what?
If you draw your weapons here, you will die.
Oh, sure. It does look like it. Thanks for the warning.
And do not worry, if you die, we will throw you off of the tree.
Like, while I'm dying or when I'm dead?
Do you have a preference?
Maybe while I'm dying, because there's a nice view, you know.
Very well, we will make note of that.
Cheers, guys.
Please, the council is expecting you.
Alright, boys. Let's go.
I roll the card out and just follow along.
Okay, so you step forward into like this very wide area. There is a mosaic on the ground, forming this pattern that you see before you. It seems to be a mixture of tree amber and blood.
That seems a little unusual.
It is not the strangest thing we have seen here, adventurer.
No. No, it's not.
So how do you make pigments out of blood?
How do you make what out of blood?
Like flooring out of blood.
With magic?
Yes.
So, as I said, you you can see that Daxon is one of the people sitting here. You then have this person who is a heavily scarred woman who appears to be blind in one eye. A rather friendly-looking half-elf, but with war paint on her face. A white-skinned elf who, with demonic eyes and who appears to have a rot behind her flesh.
Yeah.
And then somebody whose face is completely obscured with this headpiece, but they appear to be playing on what they're playing on a violin, but the violin is entirely made up of natural elements. So, like, the strings are literally vines, and like the wood of the violin is just a conveniently shaped branch, as it were.
Did we not met these kind of headpieces already?
You've met Daxon, but this is the first time that you've met the others. So, this is him, is it? Yes, he claims to know where the Herald of the Wild Hunt is. Well, it seems quite obvious to me. He's here to proclaim himself as the Herald of the Hunt. And then the white-skinned elf then says in like this really gaunt, almost whisper, he's like, "He is not known."
He's not concentrated.
Gentlemen, hope you had a good day.
Backing out.
Yeah, is that it? Well, I'm here because I want to get known. But first, let me set up the mood. For too long, we have known only the whispers of the fears. For far too long, where shadows creep closer, the tendrils of corruption reaches into tenderest of the very heart of your lands, of our homes and families. The shadow realms, it's a fostering wounds upon the world, grows bolder each day passing. It seeks to consume of life, lights, and otherwise the one prey. I am Barakas, and I wish to get known. I am the herald of the Wild Hunt. I carry the ancient charge, the primal fury, the untamed land. We, as the Wild Hunt, we have watched from the veil of darkness while it was thickening. We have felt the encouraging despair, and now the time for watching it is over. The Wild Hunt rides, and it rides, but the Shadow Realms is fast. Corruption is deep. We cannot scour it alone. We need the strength, the fire in your art, and the yielding spirits of those who refuse to bow to the scorching light. So, my gentlemen, I call upon you, the warriors of the forest, the guardians of the valleys, those who cherish freedom above all else. Cast aside your hesitation, your fears, and greatest peril is to do nothing. Join me, join the Wild Hunt, and together we shall drive back the shadow. Together we shall carve a path through the blackest domain and reclaim what was lost. Stand with me, stand with the alphas, and let the very earth tremble beneath the hoofbeat of rightful worth. The time is conquered is now. For freedom, for the Wildlands, for the war.
Is this sort of strange silence for a moment, and then you just hear Daxton just applauding, which then sort of spreads to the others. Everyone applauds with the exception of the white-skinned elf, and then that clap is then immediately interrupted by the parrot going, "Rocking out."
I know, right?
As that speech finished, I would have cast enlarge on Barracast as well,
You'll be doing it for this.
just to make him. Just as you finished, as you were like building up to it, just so you grew in size.
Oh, cool.
Jordan will just attach the carpet to a stick and to a staff with the hand on it, and just start waving it as a flag. Okay, I just have one question for you, McKelly. Did you prepare that in advance?
I prepared it 2 weeks ago. Yes.
Good, you can have a hero point.
Hooray. Very good. It's a very good speech. So how did they look like? Like that was a rallying speech. They also look placid.
Okay, so Daxton. Oh, actually, first, I'll let you do a group insight check. So you can either all of you just do insight checks yourself, or you can insight one particular person.
I want inside the white elf. That my eyes do not go away from his eyes.
So which one?
The white elf.
Okay. Okay. So can I get just an insight check from you then, please?
Oh, that's a 10.
Is that plus anything?
No, that's a 10.
Okay. Right. So she seems rather unmoved by your speech. You're not even sure if she actually heard you, but she's twitching a lot. She's like just staring blankly, and her eyes are just entirely red. There's no irises to her, and she's twitching every now and then, like with the odd spasm in her body. And as your speech gets to the end, you can see that one of her ears starts bleeding.
Ooh. You're right, fun.
Yeah, right. Good. Anyone else notice the woman who's bleeding from her orifices?
From orifices.
Would anybody else like to do an insight?
I did just a general 15 on insight. Just on, whatever, just to see the mood, really.
Okay, so Daxon seems very impressed, but he was sort of on board with you anyway, so you're not sure how much that counts to. But this one is sort of nodding along with it, but she doesn't seem to be necessarily convinced. The guy who's got his face covering, he is still playing his violin. You're not entirely sure if he's been listening. This, the one with one eye, she seems to be the least impressed out of all of them.
The one who's bleeding from her ears?
No, the one-eyed person over here.
Oh, okay.
The least impressed.
One pitch. I worked the whole night on this pitch, and you're not even saying anything.
Okay, so so from the top of the area, you hear a rather echoey female voice, but effectively say, she's more impressed by actions rather than words, and the peacocks lower their feathers to present Queen Eleanor and King AOL.
Shit.
Though it was a lovely speech. I congratulate you on your bardcraft.
Thank you, King and Queen.
And so So the one with one eye then says, it's very well for him to say that he wishes to be known, but the fact is, he is not known. Until he is known, I do not know whether I know him.
I told you who I am. I told you where I stand. I told you what we need to do. Why do you need to know me?
Because that is the way that we work. It is the way.
The Wild Hunt also has its way to work, and if you guys want to work this way around, maybe you should, I don't want to say that to you, but maybe look, we are.
Sorry, Michaela, you seem to have dropped out there.
It's not that I don't wish to get known. It's not that I don't wish to get known, but I told you who I am. I told you where I stand. I told you what we need to do. What else do you need?
For you to be known.
Right, fuck. So, let's do it.
So she then kicks stuff off her stump and just marches over to you. And bear in mind, you're now 8 feet tall at this point. So you basically will need to sort of kneel down to be on her level.
Which eye do I look into?
Did you ask her?
What about thinking aloud?
Okay, so she just simply holds out her hand to you, and you notice that as she does so, she's missing 2 of her fingers.
Ew. 2 fingers, 1 eye missing. Well, I let her touch myself. I let her touch me, not myself. Jesus.
Okay, so you feel her delve into your thoughts. Now, when the rest of you went through this process, the guy was gentle with you. It was still quite an experience, but he didn't he pushed his way into your mind. He didn't punch his way in. She, on the other hand, is definitely going to try and punch her way into Baracus's mind. So, can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
Oh my god. That's a 4.
Okay, you are going to...
Hero point.
Okay, relatively low numbers, but you take 6 psychic damage.
Ouchie.
Okay, so an image is going to spring into your mind from your past. What do you see?
I see the duck farm and the tranquility of the little river and the sunny days spent on the farm near the capital.
Okay, so you're experiencing this, this wonderful part of your life, and then all of a sudden, everything suddenly goes dark, as effectively storm clouds start appearing in your memory, in very much a way that doesn't normally happen when you remember this. And then all of a sudden, you see the king of the Wild Hunts, sort of empty face and helmet just suddenly flash before your mind. As for the rest of you, you basically see her get launched backwards and crash over to this stump, as if thrown from Baracus's body.
She got thrown.
Yes, she
got yeeted. She got ducked. Ah.
And you just hear the parrot just go racking out.
Yeah, honestly, me too.
Yeah.
No touchy, I guess, huh?
So everybody seems to seems to have had some sort of like posture change in regards to this. So Daxon is looking much more relaxed. So bear with me. The Wild Hunt's on one side of the list and the Council is on the other, so bear with me. So Safari, the woman who you now know is called Farine Brynor, the Master of Supplies. But this one, she's now looking very sort of intently and curiously at you, as if she's sort of like, and her eyes are sort of glazed over, and you get the impression that she's sort of cycling through this new wave of information which you are now sharing with her.
So it's like connected with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Join the system, boy.
The Master of the Voice, Veron Faxisus, but he has stopped playing, but it's still very much in the playing pose, and is just looking at you. You can't see past his faceplate, and now pulling herself up to her feet, sporting a head wound from where her head smashed against the tree trunk, but she simply goes to say, but you are of the Wild Hunt. It is an honor to be in your presence. She bows.
How do you respect a bow? Do you just nod?
Are you asking? Are you asking the group? Are you asking yourself? Are you asking your newfound knowledge of the forest? Because you're now gaining this information too, if you wanted.
I bow back as a courtesy, a privilege.
She nods, turns to Daxon, who just immediately places a hand on her head and casts Cure Wounds to close up the injury, but it leaves a definitive scar. And you can, from what you guys know about Cure Wounds, that shouldn't be the case. It should just heal and then that's the end of it, but this has left a scar on her head. She's then going to take a seat.
Well, I turn straight away around to see the White Elf again, deadly watching in the eye. And I say again, I am Barakas, son of the Alphas, child of the Wild Hunt.
Okay, so she's then she's going to look at you blankly with these red eyes, and she will then simply say, "Yes."
Okay. She talks.
A chat.
Though there are the King's sort of stands up and walks past all of these guards, and they seem to have this protocol for what happens if the king or queen steps forward, where they sort of step to the side, making this entry, and then they fall back. They turn back around in formation, except this one who's behind the king steps to one side and crouches, so that this guy can then shoot above his head.
Yeah, that's what we need. Go to war.
Though, unfortunately, there are some here, racking hell, indeed, some who seem to be unconvinced.
Well, they believe that losing the lands is better than fighting back.
It is possible. Convince them, and you will convince me. This council is now in session. At which point he turns with a dramatic flick of his cloak and dramatically walks over to take his throne again. Okay, so we're going to go into an experimentary form of doing things. But it's probably the best way that I can say it. We're going to go into turn-based combat. turn-based mechanics. So can I get initiative from everybody, please?
Oh shit! It's debate club. Let's go. Put 5 minutes on the clock. Make your argument. Oh, that's a 9 plus 4 plus a 3, so 16.
So 16, did you say?
Yeah, 16 for Durr.
Revi, what did you get?
7.
Onyx,
I
what
also
did you
got
get?
7.
Nice, man.
Onyx, what did you get?
I got 12.
And Barakash, you got 7 as well.
You good?
Okay. Okay, so yes, Durr is correct. You're effectively going to be entering a debate, as opposed to just simple beat everything around the head combat. Okay, so you have, or had, 5 arguments to beat. But by Barakas doing what he's just done, you have already defeated one of those arguments. There are 5 arguments, and you need to defeat each of those arguments by effectively attacking the arguments with what you would normally attack them with. But instead of like punching people with your fist or blasting them with fireball, you basically, all of your spells and attacks are metaphors for how you will deal with their argument. But every person has a particular type of argument they will put forward, which will either be a logical argument, an ethical argument, or a passion argument, which is basically represented by intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Each argument has a set amount of HP, and the amount of damage that you do will basically detract from that.
Okay, that's a weird one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
I'm excited.
so bear with me one moment, because I forgot to do the health bars. Bear with me. Actually, while I'm doing that, so this one has the first argument. And his argument is, the Wild Hunt did not answer our call before. Why should we care about what the voice is saying now?
So he is a logic
Yeah, so
statement.
yes, so reading that, you can see that he's making a religious argument.
Who's the ones talking?
This one.
Okay.
Okay, so each of your attacks has a particular effect that they will have on the argument. So things like fire represents a very impassioned attack on the argument. Piercing damage, you get straight to the heart of the matter. Poison, you're manipulating somebody against their own argument. Cold damage, you're employing mathematical statistics, things like this. So if you basically just want to say what your attack is, and what damage it does, I'll tell you what the type of argument you'll do, and then you basically have to roleplay that. How well you roleplay it as well will affect how well you do. But you'll
FYI, I'm going to do terribly then because I'm terrible at debates.
So you'll notice I haven't put any of them on the initiative board. So what's basically going to happen, they've put forward their argument, you're countering it, and then at the end of your turn, they will have a chance to rebut your argument.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm terrible at debates.
Okay. So in terms of your action economy, you have a movement phase, at which point you can metaphorically step closer to them, which will give you an advantage on your debate, but will give them advantage on rebuting you. You can stay in the middle ground, at which point you don't get any advantage, but they get disadvantage on rebuking you, or you can step back and distance yourself from the debate, in which case you do your argument to disadvantage, but they can't rebuke you. Okay, so with that in mind, Duh, you're first.
So the first
Yeah.
argument was
The first argument was the Wild Hunt did not answer our call before. Why should we care about what the voice is saying now?
I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you care or not, does it? And I'll take a step back towards my Alpha clan. These are my friends. We don't have to stay here. I can open up a hole in the tree and we could be on the other side of the world in 6 seconds. Doesn't matter what the Wild Hunt have said or done. The fact is, you have a herald here now willing to fight for your world. You have a herald and his compatriots willing to stand up against a demigod for people he's never met before. Let me give you a glimpse into the future of what this beautiful grove will look like in a couple of days, unless you stand and fight the evil that is marching towards your demise. And I will cast Arcanogmatic Storm, and I will darken the skies and bring a large storm cloud over that crackles and pops with thunder damage and force damage.
Okay, so thunder damage is basically you just overwhelming your opponent's argument with a louder voice. Okay.
Yeah, so my
Yep.
as I say, your demise, I want it to boom and crackle and come from the sky. Demise, 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 as the thunder crackles and lightning pops.
Okay, and then in terms of the force damage, what that effectively gives you is it moves your opponent back in terms of the movement sector. So for you to step back is now not needed. So but you can still maintain the middle ground and they won't be able to rebuke you.
Nice. Do I need to roll any damage, or is that it? That's my spiel.
Yeah, roll damage, please.
Oh shit. 4d8 and another 4d8. So 4, 6 is 10, and 7 is 17. Add 6 is 23, so that's 23 lightning,
Yeah.
and then 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 6 is 20. 20 points of force damage.
Lovely. That
And it
is
covers 10 cubes, so it covers, the whole area.
okay. In terms of like area and things like that and saving throws, that doesn't necessarily apply in this simply because it's all
he
metaphorical.
just add the theatrics to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you've effectively knocked him back, as it were, but he doesn't get to rebuke that. So we'll immediately go to Otley. What should Otley argue back?
I think Otley would just go straight to the point, wouldn't he?
Yes, but bear in mind that his main thing is bludgeoning damage, so, which represents effectively like a rude insult sort of approach.
Oh god. That is very much him.
That is
though.
actually very much him, though. Yeah.
Okay,
He probably would make some comment of also going along the lines of, "We wouldn't help. Like, we're helping you. Like, and sharing all our shit and everything, and you're not lifting a finger.
yeah, so
You're a bunch of lazy tossers or something like that."
yeah, so we'll basically step forward and basically say, well, if you people knew how to fight, we wouldn't be in this situation anyway.
Yeah.
I love Matt puts it so much more politer than I actually think Otley would say it.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
so
feel like a little bit racist with it as well, and say something about the elf.
So that pointy ears,
okay, so that's 9 and
It definitely says something about being a dwarf and how they're better.
Absolutely.
okay, so with effectively two blows to this guy's ego, that is 16 damage.
Nice.
Okay, but given as you guys have said, he would be very rude about it. He will step forward so that this guy can effectively rebuke him. And he's then just simply going to say, our people are the best warriors in the world, but we are facing the Red Paladins. And he is then going to rebuke back half of the damage that he has done to Otley, which in this case is 8 damage.
Oh, don't you start.
Okay,
Already
so
have screaming over 2-legged ones upstairs. I'm not having a 4-legged one moaning at me as well, eh?
and in regards to hunting, Sky also brought in a bird.
Yes, the cat bought me a bird.
Oh.
Good cat.
She's now trying to swatch me in the face because I told her.
Yeah, she's having her upside down time at the moment.
Oh.
Okay, so Onyx, you're up.
Oh god, okay. And his point was that why should they help because Wild Hunt didn't help them in their time of need.
Yeah, the Wild Hunt didn't answer the call before, so why should they care about the voice appearing now?
Okay. Sorry in advance everyone if I really fumble. I'm very tired and I'm terrible at arguing my points, so
I'm terrible too.
Just give him back a nuh-uh.
No. Okay. I mean, realistically, mine would be like a precision thing, piercing thing, because that's what I'm best at.
Arguing the past won't change the fact that we're here now. Would that work for you?
Sort of, yeah, I was thinking on the lines of, if they didn't appear before, it was because they must have been focusing on something they thought was a greater concern at the time. They can't always focus on just here when they are, greater beings and such. They have more important things sometimes and can't always help.
Okay, so, is this basically a representation of you shooting him with your bow?
Yes.
Okay, so, are you doing this with your sharpshooter or without?
Yeah, I'll sharpshooter.
Okay, so can I get 2
won't
sharpshooter
move forward.
approaches, please? Okay, if you're moving forward, then you get advantage.
Oh no, I'm gonna stay neutral. I'm not moving forward or back.
Sure.
It's not gonna chance anything, hopefully. Come on, sharpshooter, carry me through. Ooh, okay. I can't do this. Okay. That is 28.
Okay, yeah, that hits. And then the next one.
Your one arrow does as much as my 9th level spell.
That is... Oopsies.
Did you also want to Hunter's Mark him?
Oh, I forgot all about that. I'm so silly. If that's still possible, absolutely, but if you don't want, because it's completely fair because I've done it last minute, that's also fine.
Yeah, so metaphorically, you just focus all of your attention on him. Your first attack hits. Can I get second?
Second attack is a 27.
Okay, yeah, so both of those hit.
Nice.
Nice.
So can I get your damage, please?
Yes. Okay, so...
There's 1d8 plus 18 plus d6 plus d6 for each of them for both hits.
So that is, for the first one, 24 piercing, 1 hunter's mark,
Yep.
and 5 fire.
Okay, so yes, you're basically just getting straight to the point, and you have like a fiery passion behind your desire to just cut through all the bullshit. So you hit that for 30 damage for the first one.
for the second one. "23 piercing,
Mhm.
3 hunter's mark, and 2 fire."
Nice. That is 28. Okay. Let's go to the other one. Here we go. Okay, you can very much see that you're beginning to break through this guy's argument, but he's still staying strong to his commitment to this argument. But he is then going to rebuke you. Sorry, what was your argument again?
Gods have other things to do, not just focus on their small town.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he basically is going to respond with, but we are the most devoted to the wild hunt in the entire world. If anybody is going to be first on their list, it will be us. And he is going to rebuke you for 29 damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay. In terms of the guys who got a tie, I'm just going to work in the order that it's given here. So, Revi, you're up.
Okay.
So what would you like to do to dispel his argument?
I would like to. I think it's going to be fire for some passion.
Yep.
Not actually casting the spell, right?
No, you're just you're basically using your abilities to metaphorically attack.
Okay. Okay. So to rebuke his rebuke, I say, "Your zeal is a candle. The hunt's call is a wildfire. Feel their answer in the flame, in us, and decide whether you speak for them."
All right, I like it. But are you stepping forward?
And Michele, step forward, right? Step forward. Hell yeah. Fire.
Yep. So roll with advantage, and because of how you role played it, you will put. So systems is frozen. But what are you casting in order to do
Blade
this?
strike.
Blade strike. Okay.
5th level flame strike.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah. So because you role played it, they basically just fail automatically on dex save. So 5d6 fire damage, please.
22.
22 damage. Okay. Okay, so he is basically going to rebuke you and effectively say, yeah, he's basically just going to blow his. He's just going to pretend to blow his nose and just say, "I'm sorry, I'm allergic to clerical nonsense." Sorry, how much damage did you say again?
22.
Okay, so he rolled quite low on his rebuke score, so that's will be lowered to 14 points.
So he took 14 damage, or he gave Revi 14 damage.
14 damage to Revi.
Oh man, I'm next.
Okay. Right, so Tordam, you're up.
I'm terrible at these things.
What would Tordam do? She probably just would go, no.
He probably would just go, nah, like, your dude's spoken, you kind of gotta put up with it, you know? He's here now, so.
Okay, so what would you like
why
to
would you query when a god calls? Do you always question when your god calls? I suppose there's some sort of like manipulation, I suppose.
You could cast Caustic Brew
That's
to
what I was
do
saying,
poison
it's-
damage.
I would have said it, yeah, Caustic Brew, or I wondered if psychic damage would apply.
Okay, so psychic damage, you basically reach into the character's mind in an attempt to change their view of things.
No, I'm not doing that. I guess, yeah, I'm just burning their argument down.
Okay, so what level are you casting your brew at?
Caustic Brew. I'm gonna go. I don't know. Told him we'll probably just go about level 2, level 3, mate. Level 4. I'm gonna go level 4.
Level 4. Okay.
I'm gonna go level 4.
Right, so he doesn't save, so he takes the full 23 poison damage.
Jordan basically just managed to waffle enough that it kind of made some sort of sense. Why, along the lines of, why would you question your god? He's here now, like, you know.
Okay, and so he is going to. Did you step forward?
No, I think I'm going to stay hiding behind Barracus's dress.
Okay. So he'll do his rebuke with disadvantage. Okay, so he will then basically just say, your logic is flawed, stick to things that you know, and do not interfere with your betters. And he is going to put you for 11 damage.
Jordan was taking 11 emotional damage.
Okay, so Barakesh, you're up.
Okay.
We set him up nicely. You need to like slash this guy down in Barracus.
I will go very personal. I will try to shred this guy to pieces. Well, I want to form those wards around while I'm building a prison all around himself, aka casting mental prison.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna say, you maybe forget what is the true nature of the wild hunt. If they know they can risk their life, they will come and join you for the ride. But perhaps they're not seems you to be worthy enough to get called by you at that moment, because right now this is the catastrophe that you are going to leave onto if you are enjoying that movement that is happening right now. You build a prison all around yourself that blocks you from the view of the outside that is happening. You have no idea what's a risk up there, and you cage it yourself and whoever is following you to believe the same thing.
Alright then. So because of the roleplay, I'll say he immediately fails the. I mean, he probably would have failed it anyway because your DC is so high. But so yeah, he immediately fails. Can I get the psychic damage, please?
It's 37.
Okay, and with that, his argument is immediately defeated, and while it's still on your turn, technically, but he doesn't get a chance to rebuke you. But it's then going to go to the next argument, which technically would have been the Talons, who were basically her argument was he is not known by the forest, but now you are known. Her argument is mute. So you've automatically defeated that one.
Nice.
And so it's now going to go on to Daxon. But his argument, which is more, you can immediately see, is more him covering all parts of this argument, as opposed to specifically taking a side. But he's basically going to say the Red Paladin campaign has been favoured by the Wild Hunt before.
Again?
The Red Paladin campaign is favoured by the Wild Hunt.
What they've. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you can use your bonus action to try and dispel this with another point, or we can go to Dur's turn.
I was mean actually, I better look at what I'm doing.
I will say something.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you still forget that the Wild Hunt, it's not a property. You do not command it. It's not just a personal thing that you just summon like that. It's an entity. It's more than one person, and it can just go as it plays. If you know what I mean.
Okay, so what are you doing to represent this? Bear in mind, it's a bonus action.
I will hair rebuke. How is it called?
Yeah. Nice.
Like going to furious, like you're not listening.
Okay, given the context, yes, I'll allow the reaction to be used in this way. With the roleplay, he's automatically failed. I mean, he would have done anyway with a DC 20. So can I get the 3d10?
27.
27.
8, 9, and 10. Dope.
All right then. So, okay. So with that first round done, you become sort of aware that the time that you have to conclude this debate has decreased. In that regard, you defeated 2 arguments. You get the feeling that you've got maybe another 2 sort of rounds to conclude this debate in your favour.
The other 3, so we have to get 3 more.
There's 5 arguments. You've done 2 already. Okay, so Dur, you're up.
I'm going to stand in the middle. And what's his argument? Did we just finish his one or not?
His argument is the Red Paladin campaign is currently favoured by the Wild Hunt.
Well, that's just simply not true, is it, ladies and gentlemen of the court? Because your herald has arrived. Look inside yourselves. Look deep within. Cast aside fear and despair, Daxio. Look within yourself. What do you see? And I'll cast Crawley's maggot inside him.
Such a grim spell.
It's fucking filthy.
Look inside yourself. Oh boy.
Okay, what damage does the maggot do again?
7, 8. I'm just rolling it.
What type of damage is that?
Oh, I actually don't want to click on it. Wait, 30. So it's 35. Just so I remember that. So it's 35. I think it's necrotic damage.
Okay. Yeah. So you're morbidly you're giving a very morbid and reality-stricken argument. Sort of like the argument that charity people do when they're discussing like a war zone.
Oh god, yeah.
If you spare just 3 gold a day.
Okay, so you said you're staying where you are.
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay, so he's taken 35 damage. Did you say?
Yeah, 35 necrotic damage.
Okay, that took quite a big chunk out of his resolve, and you can almost sort of see himself turning green, like we discussed himself for even raising that point. He completely failed on his rebuke, so you don't take any damage at all.
Nice.
Anything as bonus?
No, I'm going to skip back and tag in whoever's next.
Okay, which is Otley. But what sort of argument do you think Otley would do?
So what was the statement?
But the Red Paladin campaign is favoured by the Wild Hunt.
He doesn't know much about the Wild Hunt, right?
Yeah, he'd probably say like paladins who.
So, yeah, basically.
Have you ever seen Ali G in the house?
Yeah.
You know, his rebuttal is, well, I put it to you that you sucked off a horse. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, so just like another, basically just insult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Well,
deflect.
actually.
Just ignore the question. Just insult him.
Okay, so 21 and 27. Yeah, I didn't know I bothered rolling.
Tactics.
Does he get, because he has multiple attacks, does he get multiple damage rolls?
Yes. So that's 12. And so he uses bonus action to Giant's Might to give him an extra 8, 19.
Talking to myself, I've just picked up that tea towel which had all the dice in and forgot it had all the dice in and it's just gone all over my floor.
Oh. No, you gotta find them all.
It's the D4s I'm worried about. Those
Yeah, I was about to
things go
say, watch
straight
out for
through
the D4s.
They're proper sharp and all these ones.
Okay, so he does 27 damage, basically insult damage to him. I'll say he stepped forward, so he'll rebuke that, and we'll do the full damage to him, and basically saying, like, what the hell are you talking about?
Horses have no relevance to this conversation.
Like, yes, I might have sucked off a horse, but it was purely consensual.
Basically, he insulted his
To the-
character in front of other people, technically. He's damaged his ego.
Yeah. Okay, so Onyx, you're up. And your hunter's mark is still on him. Technically, you haven't killed him, but if you wanted to bonus action it to the next person, you could.
Yeah, bonus action, move it to the new guy.
Yep.
Sorry, I need a minute to think. 'Cause the argument was, one more time, that the Red Paladins was like more favoured.
Yeah, the Red
Right.
Paladin campaign is favoured by the Wild Hunt.
Okay.
Huh?
I don't know if it's a good point. I am actually so head empty right now about points against this right now.
I'll ask him if he's an only child.
No, I'm not so good with the whole bludgeoning brute force attack like that.
Product of divorce.
You could point out that Barracus is off the Wild Hunt and he's not focusing on the Red Paladins. So it's obviously not
Yeah.
favoured, so you could, I suppose, try to reverse his argument.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
looking at
yeah, I
Matt
was
to see if
thinking
anything
along
on his face gives away suggestions.
I was thinking on the lines of the favors have changed. This is clearly more of a priority and more of a threat to face this now before it's too late.
Right, sorry, say that again?
I was going on the lines of clearly the favor has changed. Fighting this battle is more of a priority now to the Wild Hunt.
Okay, so
And it has to be dealt with before it's too late.
yeah, just getting to the heart of the matter again. So two archer attacks with
Yep.
sharpshooter, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is another 16, so 27.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second one is less lucky. That is 18.
Okay, that one doesn't hit unless you want to
Oh.
give yourself advantage in some way.
which means stepping forward, I think.
Yeah, you can step forward for that one if you wanted.
Yeah, screw it. We'll step forward for that one.
Okay, so roll with advantage.
Nice. That is. So. Now my brain's struggling with 10 plus 11. 21. Sorry.
Yeah, that one hits.
God. I'm out of it. I'm so sorry today.
That's okay. So 1d8 plus 18 plus 1d6 plus 1d6 times 2.
So, okay.
Rangers, maths.
Now you know I was a ranger in the last campaign.
21 piercing.
Mm-hmm.
6 hunter's mark.
Yep.
And 2 fire.
So that's 29. Okay, and then the second one, please.
That is 22 piercing.
Mm-hmm.
2 hunter's mark.
Yep.
And 4 fire.
Okay. Right, so he'll reboot you on the first one. That's a hit, and then we'll reboot you with advantage on the second one, and the one with advantage was the one he failed at.
Oh.
Okay, so he takes 57 damage to that arm.
Total, yeah.
Woo!
Okay, and the one that he succeeded, he will rebuke you for 14 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, so so Revi, you're up.
Okay, I'm going for Radiant.
Okay, so that represents a very calm and serene approach, where you're basically appealing to his just like his capability to see the truth and see right from wrong.
The Red Paladins claim many things, yet the Wild Hunt dispatches is heralds where they are needed, not where they are beggared. Look upon their emissary and ask again who they favour.
Okay, so what are you doing to represent this?
I'm casting Guardians of Faith, and I'm looking to manifest like spectral stag or like a dog, maybe, whatever would come with the Wild Hunt. But because I'm radiant, and I suppose I'm kind of platinum, so maybe it would come across as like platinum or golden radiant.
Yeah, so it's just like a giant elk just suddenly appears next to you. If I was here for any other reason, I would smite someone for 20 damage. You could just like place it right next to him if you want, and it'll just just do the Baldur's Gate thing where it just turns dunk and just turns back again. Revi?
Yeah?
Okay.
Hello?
So because you roll,
You want the damage out of me, right?
yeah, because you role played it. He automatically fails on the wisdom save. So roll damage, please.
20 points damage.
20 points, and with that, his argument is defeated.
Oh yeah. It's a good argument.
Okay, so that then takes us to. It takes us to this lady who's the voice, and very much struggling to speak. She effectively says, "Spiders are part of the forest as much as any other creature."
So I have to Spider.
Okay, so you do still have a bonus if you want to combat it with that.
I can do like healing as like a bonus action.
Yeah, but in this regard, it would still work as effective attack damage. It will sort of like make them more more
Good cop, bad cop
convinced.
type thing.
Yeah, more convinced by your way of thinking. So you can basically just like roll the healing damage, as it were, for your healing spell, and then they'll be detracted from their argument's HP.
Okay, it's going to be a massive number though, right? It's going to be, I just rolled a 37.
37, okay. Okay, and because it's a healing component, there is no sort of like rebuttal to whatever it is you did that was represented by that. But what do you say as part of this healing?
Spiders belong to the forest, but driders, bred in darkness, not born of the weave of nature.
I was going to say the whole. What's the thing where the thing eats the thing eats the thing eats the thing eats the pyramid? The life pyramid? Where the. Oh, I can't remember. I
It's
don't
the
really know.
circle of life.
That thing! It's a circle of life. Somebody's going to eat the spiders eventually. Birds eat the spiders in the forest, so. How is us killing a drider any different to a bird eating a spider?
Okay.
If he doesn't take that argument, I'm taking it.
Okay, so you've now done. Yeah, so you've done your healing damage to her in that regard. There's no rebuttals, so yeah, Tordum is up. Is that the argument that you want to do?
Yeah, I'm basically pointing out that in the life cycle of things, spiders aren't high up the food chain. There's always something bigger that's going to eat the spider. A drider is not in that cycle.
Okay, so how do you want to represent this?
I'm a lizard and I eat the bird things, and the bird things eat the spiders. So you know.
Yeah. So what action do you want to do to represent this?
I don't know. I suppose what I'm doing to it. I'm kind of agreeing and disagreeing.
You're kind of countermanding her own argument with her own logic. So
Yeah.
so I'll probably say.
I'm counteracting a logic. I'm reversing her own argument against her.
Yeah, so I would say slashing damage, which you cut through the deception, which effectively negates her capability to rebuke this, or you can do psychic damage to change her mind about her own argument, or...
I guess I'll go psychic damage because I don't have a slashing spell.
Okay. Or acid, you're corroding her own argument.
I'm going to stick with psychic damage.
Okay. And we go cast for...
Phantasmal Killer.
Okay.
I suppose technically counterspell would have been a good one. Counter your argument. Counterspell. No, I don't do Phantasmal Killer.
What level?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with a level 5.
Level 5 Phantasmal Killer.
Yeah.
Okay. And given that you roleplayed it, albeit on Revy's turn, but...
Sorry, I was trying to give Revy ideas on what to say, and then you didn't use it, so I'm using it.
Okay, so with a 9, a 9, a 9, a 6, and a 5, she casts 38 psychic damage against this argument.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, it kind of makes sense. Me and Revy, we kind of our arguments work together.
Okay, are you stepping forward for this?
Yeah, why not? She's not as scary as the other dude.
Okay, so
I get no benefit from it at this point, though.
she is going to rebuke that, and she does... what does she? Yeah, she just lands on your AC for the rebuttal, so but you are going to receive 19 points of damage.
I didn't really gain anything by moving forward.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, as I said, I'm still working on this, but like if you were doing like an attack against like punching, slashing,
Yeah.
the advantage would work there. So, as I say, it's something I'm still working on. But, okay, anything as bonus?
No, I can't do bonus action at this point. I haven't summoned anything.
You counter her.
No, that's fine.
Alright, Barricade, you're up.
What was the question again about the nature, right? The spiders.
Spiders are part of the forest as much as any other creature.
As part of the other creatures. Correct. That is how the nature corresponds to the lives himself. It also heals the weak and kills the strongest so it can thrive within balance, neutrality. That is what the wildland is also about, the neutrality. Neutrality. It goes where it needs to be. Spiders are not in our way. It's what behind them that you have to get worried about.
They're not neutral, West.
Okay, so how do you want to represent this?
With flames of purple, devilish kind of looking thing bursting out of my fingers and casting Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Right, are you stepping forward?
Fuck yeah, I was like stepping forward.
Okay, roll with advantage.
Okay. Well, for all three of them?
Yep.
Okay. So 39 on the first.
Yep.
21st on the second.
Yep.
And 30 on the third.
Okay, yeah, all of those hit. So I'll get you to do damage one by one, just in the event that you defeat the argument, and then you can slam the third one towards the next argument if you want.
We got 16 with the first blast.
Yep.
Shit. 11 with the second.
Yep.
And 11 with the third.
38. Okay. Okay, you can see that her resolve is definitely weakened in terms of this, past like all of like the necrotic that she's currently going through. But you can see you're definitely on the final cusp of this part of the argument, and you're now effectively on the last turn of the debate. So, Doe, you're up.
What does cold damage do?
Cold is just cold-hearted logical truth, so mathematical statistics, that sort of thing.
Okay. And what is the argument still the Red Paladin argument?
Spiders are part of the forest as much as any other creature.
Okay, sorry. Spiders are part of the forest. I'll step forward and I'll say, what does a spider look like? I'll wait for her to answer.
Quizzing.
And she'll basically rebuke that by just simply saying, everybody knows what a spider is, you idiot.
Yeah, right, like one of these, and I'll turn into a spider. And then I'll turn back to me and I go, that was a spider, right? Pretty small, little creatures, around the existing hunt flies. How big do spiders get? Do they get the size of a mountain or this tree? Is that a natural spider?
Okay, so
Are spiders demigods?
Okay, so in this regard, you're effectively wild shaping into a spider. So can as part of your damage against this argument, can I get the bite from the spider profile?
I was hoping to use a spell for the damage bit, but that's fine. Because it's only going to be like 1d8. A
Okay.
spider, a tiny spider, Spider 5e.
Okay,
I
so-
don't think it's even really 1 point of damage.
Okay, so what did you want to do instead?
I was gonna logic her to death and then cast Cone of Cold.
Okay, sure, that works.
So spiders don't grow the size of mountains. As far as I know, spiders aren't demigods from other planes of existence looking to consume entire forests. Unless you know different, and then I'll cast Cone of Cold.
Okay, because of the roleplay, she fails the save throw. It's 8d8, please. I'll show up casting it.
43 points of damage.
Okay, and that defeats her argument. Which seems...
I'll
Which she...
take a twig out of my beard and drop it like a mic.
which she seems quite relieved at the fact that she doesn't have to do any more arguing. She just sort of settles into put her seat, like her ear, both ears are now bleeding at this point, and she's now experiencing a nosebleed.
Has no one said anything to her about this? Like even just curiosity, like that their colleague is bleeding from orifices. Has no one tried to heal her or anything?
You can see that some of them are like have glanced over to her whenever like a new blood flow starts, but nobody has sort of raised a hand to help her or anything like that.
It's so weird.
But I will say, I'll say for brevity that Durr has also read the book in regards to Athalorian, so I will say that Durr knows that there's something about her position in the book which might explain it.
Okay.
Okay, so while Durr is doing that, what would you want? So the next argument is going to be this final one here, the Master of Supplies, and she's basically just going to say, well, he lied about being part of the Wild Hunt. Why should we trust his character?
Wait, again, sorry, what's the question?
He, as in Barakas, lied about being part of the Wild Hunt. Why should we trust him now? Okay, so what do you think Otley would say in regards to that?
I would trust him either. I don't know.
I don't know what they say.
I mean, he does know firebolts, so if he can just like... does a shut up, bitch, tush!
I mean, wouldn't you go along the lines of like, he's shown like the strength and like determination and stuff like that? So go for like the whole, you know, but that's not the whole like blunt force thing with the insults. I don't know how they would play that.
Well, he can basically do slashing damage with his axe to cut through her argument, which will negate her ability to, which will give her basically a penalty on her rebutals for the foreseeable future.
Ooh, that could be a shout.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so I'll say for the second one he steps forward. Okay, so 16 and 12 damage. Another 2d6 because it's giant's might. That's 6, so 28. So he does 34 damage to her. Right. Okay, and basically just saying exactly as you guys said, he's yes, he did lie, but he's come forward now, and with that, Onyx, you're up.
I guess I'd use the argument of having spent I don't know the exact like time scale that Barracus has joined the party, but like, you know, I've spent a long time with this guy. I've like done several battles and gone against armies with this guy, you know. I'd say he's a very trustworthy guy when it comes to saving people's lives. I've seen it myself.
He'll even
He's
save
saved
the
people's
enemy if
lives.
you give half a chance.
Yeah.
Thank you, girl. Appreciate it.
I got you.
Yeah, so very much impassioned by your friendship with Barracas. You can again cut straight to the truth and just do more fire-based attacks against her.
Yeah. Power of friendship fuels this one, bitch.
Are you also Hunter's marking her?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'll move Hunter's Mark. Sharpshooter again. Pray that the dice are kind to me. Yeah. Where did the dice go? That is 23 to hit the first one.
Yeah, that hits.
Then another 27. I keep rolling 16 with this dice. I don't know why 16 is his favourite number today.
Don't complain with your...
I know, it's being a lovely dice. Thank you so much, you kind thing.
Yeah, so both of those hit. So put... yeah, D8 plus 18 plus D6 plus D6.
Okay. So that is 26 piercing damage.
Yep.
It's a D20, not a D6. There we go. 5 Hunter's Mark damage. And 4 fire damage.
Okay, so that is 35 for the first one.
24 piercing damage.
Yep.
2 Hunter's Mark damage.
Yep.
And 6 fire damage.
Okay, so 32 for 67 damage in total.
Woo!
Okay, and you didn't move forward, did you?
No.
Okay. Disadvantage. She misses her rebuke against you,
Woo!
which is lucky given how much damage you did to her.
Yeah.
Alright, so Revi, you're up.
Lied about being part of the Wild Hunt. Why should we trust this character?
Yeah.
You question his word, so I call upon Wild Hunts. The hunt doesn't traffic in pleasantries. It doesn't send letters ahead of time. It marks a soul when it's needed, and now it stands behind him. A gesture to my spirit guardian. Does it strike him down? No, it shields him. You are witnessing the truth.
Okay, so you're basically doing a very calm, this is the truth sort of argument. So anything with radiant damage.
No. Spirit.
And
34 points of radiant damage.
sorry, what are you doing in regards to this?
Spirit Guardians.
Spirit
Guardians.
Guardians. Are you stepping forward?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, so how much damage?
34.
34, and then plus 20 from your Guardian of Faith, bringing it to 54 damage.
Hell yeah. Speak down.
Yeah, so you're just like, yeah, that's big damage, and no one just goes, bitch, please.
It's a fine argument as well.
Okay, so for her rebuke, and she critted on that one. So what was your arguments again?
So his guardian didn't smite him, he stood and protected him.
Well, she's basically just simply going to say, well, you control this guardian, so it will do whatever you want it to. So at that point, it's mute, and she will hit you for the full damage of 54 damage.
Oh! Oh! Ow!
I didn't know they were doing damage back. No one hit me.
You haven't had any rebukes. You've managed to avoid rebukes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to chill out after this.
I didn't know how much words hurt until it was my turn. Okay, so Totem, you're up.
Trying to think of one that's not been said. Well, we didn't really know them, and we had to kind of get to know them. How did we know they were just trustworthy? For all we know, they could have been the bad guys when we initially got here in disguise, you know.
Okay, so how do you want to represent that?
I suppose I'm twisting their own logic against them. He's saying that he didn't come forward and whatever, and he could be a liar. Well, they didn't. They just randomly wanted to search our brains. Like, we willingly went forward and trusted it, and we're pretty stupid. Like, he's not. Like, in truth, they could have been like doing something to our brains the whole time, and they could have been the bad guys. And it could have been the Wild Hunt protecting him by giving him the sense to stay back. Bear in mind, we had run across technically a demon pretending to be an elf already.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? That pit thing, whoever it was.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
That ironically wanted to kill Barakas.
Yeah, tried to.
So how do you want to represent that? Psychic damage will delve into their minds, change their mind on their argument. You could corrode their argument with acid, which has added effects, or you don't have anything such, do you?
No, what's Finger of Death necrotic? What does necrotic do?
That's you bringing forth a morbid reality argument, sort of thing that charity workers would do, asking for aid for a war zone.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go.
I suppose you could still do Finger of Death in this regard, and
No, it's not.
said, no, you didn't say what the process was. That's the truth. You had every right to be suspicious, and the truth is that's actually saved him a couple of times because things have actually tried to kill him.
Yeah, that's basically what I just said anyway.
Yeah, so
You're saying it slightly more wordy than I.
I know. My point is, you could still do that as an
No, I could still. They still cast necrotic. Yeah, so I'm gonna do Finger of Death.
What level?
You know what? I'm gonna go Hulk. Go level 7.
Okay.
And hope this beats her ass before I die.
Okay. Do you want me to do damage? It's just for the record, this does 78 plus 30.
62 damage.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Kill it. Does the argument come back as a zombie?
No, the problem is if it reboots back onto me, I'm damn fucked.
Did you step forward?
No, I'm hiding behind Barakas. I'm like holding onto Barakas like, look! This is my argument. Like wafting my hand at this giant, doubly gianted person in front next to me.
Okay.
I was fucking her.
Okay, so you take half of that damage, so that'll be 31 damage.
Not as bad. I'm not as fucked as I thought it was.
Okay, so Barakas, you're up. And this is very much going to be your last chance to try to break through this argument, you getting that feeling in your head.
Yeah. Thanks for the pressure.
I would just go for the biggest freaking damage spell you've got.
I'm looking for it because I wasn't ready. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Got this. Put myself forwards. Going towards him. I brand my swords in front. And I say, I do not wish to know when people send themselves. How the hell do you expect me to say anything about life when I don't even know you? First. And second, privacy girl. Come on. Have you ever heard of it?
Don't like you. She don't like you when we're poking her head, so you know.
Nah. I do not respect when people dislike their confrontation. I want clarity, and I step through, even if it's later. Dying problem.
Okay, so how do you want to represent this?
For every phrase that I say, I slash my way through it, and on the last one, I cast Vanishing Smite.
Gee, shit.
Okay, so are you stepping forward for this?
Fuck yeah, I am. Right in
Okay.
front of her eyes.
Okay, so yeah, roll with advantage for your sword strikes.
I can't argue if he's banished, right?
Oh, right, that's a 30.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Well,
13 to hit, 3-0.
yeah, man. It was 18 on the dice. 13 plus spell. Oh, please go well. Please go well. Oh, 16. 29.
29 to hit, yeah.
29 to hit. No,
Yep.
29 damage with the first slash.
Okay, so 29 damage, is that with the smite on top?
Yeah.
Okay, and second hit?
Oh yeah, I have 12 for second. We got a 19 and a 18. So that's 19 hit.
Fortunately, that does not hit unless you want to use the hero token.
Is it worth it?
Can I use luck to make him re-roll?
It wasn't a 1.
No, luck I can just choose whenever.
I believe you can, or you can just use a hero token if you want.
I'll just use the hero token. Oh man, that's a 1.
I'm going to use luck to make you re-roll.
Okay.
Okay, 24.
Okay, that does hit, yep.
Okay, decent. 15 damage.
15, yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and with that, her argument is defeated right on the very last
Nice.
on the very last round of you being able to do this. And so,
Oh, it's wonderful. Looks.
and so with that, the debate comes to a close. Now, basically the way that this works is that there's a set DC for this, and each argument that you defeat lowers that DC. So what you've effectively lowered it to is a DC 2. So I'm now going to roll a D20, and if I get a nat 1, you still fail the argument. Okay, so you basically need a 2 or above. Okay,
Let's go. I kind of want the 1.
and you got a 12.
Hey.
Okay.
Bounces.
So with that, the king steps forward. There's a passing of the guard as there were before. So very well. This has been a very enthusiastic debate. Barracas of the Wild Hunt, step forward.
It's my lord.
By the will of fate, by the heartbeat of the forest, I now proclaim you the herald of the Wild Hunt. And so, with from his hands, two spectral swords just lightsaber their way into existence. He's going to place them both on your shoulders. There is a searingness to this. You feel like the radiant energy on your shoulders, and it's burning you. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
We branded again, like a cow. 16.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to sort of bite back on pain and not jerk up out of the way. And with this, he's effectively going to bring the blades together and almost swipe them up your cheeks, but leaving this radiant. But it looks like a burn at first, but then it just immediately heals. And you are now marked as the Herald of the Wild Hunt. Now, there is an item that I've homebrewed which is called the Herald of the Wild Hunt, but for some reason D&D Beyond won't load it. So do you just want to quickly check that you can add it to your inventory?
Oh my god. Let me see. I've got Child the Wild Hunt instead of Horan the Wild Hunt.
Herald of the Wild Hunt, yeah, I can add it to your equipment. So if you want to refresh your page.
It's an item, right?
Yeah, it's an item in your inventory called Herald of the Wild Hunt.
Trying to get to it.
Sorry, Herald of the Hunt, rather.
There it is. Okay. Oh, yay.
Do you want to read out what it says?
So firstly, I can never get lost in the forest of Valorian, which is great, finally. I don't have to get hold of hands. I also can cast Speak with Animals spells as an action. And I can cast Wall of Thorns of 6th level.
Nice.
Then man. Okay. Thanks.
So, Herald,
I-
he very much just interrupts you. Says, so, Herald, what would the Wild Hunt have us do?
It is time for preparation, as we are riding at the first light of sun.
And where will we be riding to?
What was the? I turn around to Dirt. What was the name of it again?
Oh, fuck those, over there somewhere, and I'll just point off into the distance. I can't remember the name of it either. You know, like Regarth or something. Was that an Lord of the Rings thing?
It is one of the cities behind after the river.
So after some very general over there somewhere.
Get the Wild Hunt ride.
Surely you know where this giant spider is, right, or not? Or is this the first you're hearing about it?
No, we do know, but we need the Wild Hunt to direct us in this, lest we bring their wrath upon us.
Will you do anything he says?
Yes. If the Wild Hunt decrees it.
Yeah, of course they do. If it comes from his mouth, the Wild Hunt's decreed it. That's how it works.
Yes, and I'm sure that he will not abuse that power in the slightest. He says very pointedly.
Cool.
Nah, of
Fucking
course.
hell.
Using power?
Give me your crown.
You said that. So yeah, I explained this situation on the opposite side of the river, and I probably will relay as well, because I don't know if the kings know as well. I don't know. I don't even know if you about the Spider Queen and the army.
Yeah, we should probably tell him all the details that we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll relay all that about the Driders and the army and all that shit.
Okay, so you spend like a good hour, like relaying all of this, getting out like battle maps, giving estimates of numbers, that sort of thing. So the king then says, "Very well, we have 2,000 eternal guards here in the city, and also another 1,000 Asharu dancers in the forest. If we were to lobotomize all of the prisoners in the arena, that will give us 500 furies." You just hear like the crowd just like let out a massive cheer, and it's like 475 furies.
Sounds like a big number. Out of my expertise, that in my field, which is leading an army, I'm more than sure that the power of leading an army is room, right?
Yes, I will take command of the actual charge of the army. But I, in this instance, well, as well as being king, I also have the title of the master of the hunt.
So he's Baracas's boss, technically?
No, he's not my boss.
Baracas is in charge of everyone.
Okay.
No, I think I just answered to my
Patron.
Yeah.
So, in terms of like issuing orders to the troops, they need to come from the king. In terms of like where you want the army to go,
You
with
tell
it.
the king.
Yeah.
Let's get a battle map out then and start planning, eh? We've got a Spider Queen to kill.
Okay, I'll take you back to the map here. Yeah, I was also
Maybe
about
we
to
do
think
it
that.
next week.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that next week.
Alright guys, well done. Thank you for playtesting this.
That was good fun, Matt.
Great.
But it needs some tweaking, like, but it's brand new. It would do, you know what I mean? But it was good.
well,
I enjoyed that a lot.
it's not quite brand new. I've plagiarized it from GM that I follow, but unfortunately I missed his video that explains it, so I'm very much just hodgepodging
Yeah, but
it
even
from...
then, yours isn't quite the same. His was what I saw of it. There were differences.
Yeah,
You have to
so-
put your own things on it.
Yeah, so...
Is yours a bit Daggerhearty? Isn't this what Daggerheart's like? It's all about rebuttals and hope and fear. I haven't played it, but
No, neither have I, so I wouldn't know.
I think that's what it's about. It's like hope and fear. So you can, I don't know how it works. I'm just chatting shit. But it's something about hope and fear. Like you get hope points and fear points or something. But it's all about role play.
Yeah, it's something that I want to look into. I've just been taking up all of my time with just understanding D&D at this point. So,
Yeah.
so
Put a new mechanic in, Matt. Just start a new mechanic halfway through. Why not? We'll all just learn it.
because Lord of the Rings has like a corruption meter, which I was quite interested in implementing.
That's cool. My friend
Watch
tried
out,
to
Matt's going to
implement
start
like
making his own
rip rules.
tabletop game soon at this rate.
So, what'd you say, Tyler?
my friend tried to incorporate like grip rules when we first started, which basically just meant like everything was like fucking super hard.
Okay.
Like you didn't heal up in a short rest. It took you like a week to get back to full hit points, like and stuff like that. And we got rid of it after like 2 sessions.
Yeah, it's not
fun.
Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you want to do at low level.
No, that was it. It just wasn't fun. Like we thought it was going to be fun because we all agreed to do it at the start, obviously, and then we were like, nah, actually, rolling each week to see if we survive and don't get dysentery isn't as fun as we thought it was going to be.
All right, guys. How are we all looking for next week?
We need it next week. But if you guys would like to carry on, it's fine.
Sure.
Are you in Italy?
Yeah, we're gonna come for a little week.
Mate, we can't really miss one out. You're the fucking child of the Wild Hunt. This is your arc.
Oh,
One of
man,
your arcs,
I don't know. Like, if you guys are all together, I don't know. But then, you know, I'll get
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see.
We'll work something out.
Yeah, we'll see how people feel on Friday whenever I do the axes.
Yeah. We could just do a shorter session, which is just prep.
Yeah, just do like a montage session. Yeah, because you basically have to organise how you're going to get people through the shadow, how you're going to get the army across the river, and then the actual attack on the city. So yeah, well, that's definitely something that we could do.
Sweet.
I mean, guys, if I'm home and I'm doing nothing, probably job. But if I'm doing things,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You got shit to do, mate. You're in Italy, man. Have a nice holiday.
All right then, guys. Well done this session, and have a great week. And I'll touch base with everyone on Friday.